Yep, it is 6:35 a.m. It is 29th of August. I love it here. Yo, so I'm pretty near the gym. It is 6:48. And bro, there are like 15 degrees Celsius. And I feel like I must have had a beanie with me, to put it on my ears. Alright guys, it is 8:13 a.m. I get out of the gym and now I'm kinda going to school. Of course it's a simulation, but anyways. Alright guys, it is 8:20 a.m. and I'm basically in front of the school. School starts at 8:30 a.m. so it's pretty good. So guys, right now it is 8:42 a.m. I have already put the clothes in the closet. That jacket. What can I say? Yes, so I was in front of the school at 8:20 a.m. Right now it is 8:43 a.m. so 23 minutes have passed. I said 15. I intuitively that would pass. Yes, I was pretty wrong, but I wasn't that far. Bro, it took some time to put the jacket in the closet, right? It took some time to come in the home, because I came with the elevator. So yeah guys, I also stopped for 43 seconds in a place to message my mom. Anyways guys, have a good one. I think I must have a deep focus block of reading right now. Listen, I think it is too early for me to put 90 minutes focus blocks, and therefore I think they should be, let's start with something humble. I want to start with a win. So I started the day with a physical win. Now I want to start the day with a mental win. It isn't a mental win when you put yourself the goal to stay focused for 90 minutes and you stay focused for the first 2 minutes, then yeah, you get a point, man. Yeah, so my goal is to be focused for 1 minute right now. It's definitely possible. I love it too. I think I'll kind of tell you what I do each hour, pretty much like that, until I kind of have a decent routine. Yes, have a good one. By decent routine, I mean a routine that allows me to be productive. Because I have the potential to be productive, and the proof of that is that I'm productive the first 40 minutes since I wake up at 5 a.m. Actually. Yeah, if I can do it then, why not whole day? Especially that I have ADHD and I heard exercise is pretty useful. And especially that I'm reading this book named The 12-Week Year, and it kind of creates some pressure to be faster, and it is good for ADHDers, right? We have a lower baseline of dopamine than most people, than the average man, and I can say that being rebellious increases our dopamine. So if you put a crazy deadline to achieve very, very, very much during the day, I think our deadline will increase. Our baseline of dopamine will eventually increase, or I don't really know. But our production of dopamine, therefore the production of very great focus, will increase too. So yeah, I think let's see what I have inside me. If we kind of manage this ADHD properly. Have a good one. Alright guys, You can see it is 8:57 a.m. Let me tell you what important win I did today. Of course, it's small, but it is still important. So, I've got to start reading from here next time. But I started this time to read from, no, not here. From here, I think. Cat tutorials. And I was kind of reading this. So I could say I read half a page. Right? I don't know how much time it took me. You can check it when you're have a good one. Because I always say the time, yeah. It actually took me 9 minutes. Right, until 8:57 from 8:48 a.m. You know, 8:48 a.m. Yeah. Alright, guys, have a good one. But I definitely understood what I read, and it is pretty interesting. It's actually, let me tell you guys. No, I don't think you care, but I'll tell it briefly to you. I read how to properly, how do you say, pocket, outer plates, you know. As you see, here is a pocketing of a surface. You've gotta make these cuttings not just however you want, but you've gotta guide yourself toward weave actually tangents and these small holes, you know. Yeah, that's what I understood, you know. So yeah, here we see tangent line coming to this circle, and then we see another tangent line coming from this circle, and it means that you've got to unite them, of course, like this, and then of course like this. I mean, intuitively I can say that this is because why do we do this thing right here, bro? Because we have a circle. First of all, it's pretty intuitive. Actually, here's some complex physics related to force and pretty much like that, but you get a point. Yeah, I think of course there should always be not too much distance between any tangent from this circle and this things, you know. It is equal, as you see, right? Anyways, guys, have a good one. I loved it here. By the way, I stopped to do this, not because I didn't want to continue, but because, well, actually, yeah, but because, yeah, I already started to hear some noise in my house. I mean, my mom kind of did something, you know. And I said, bro, I've got to stop the process and take my headphones. Yeah, it's interesting because she left actually. It's interesting she didn't enter in my room, but she definitely knows I don't like that. Even if I love her, actually, I'm happy she understands that. Actually, I wrote here on Viber. It's actually like WhatsApp, but popular in Moldova. I mean, Viber is more popular in Moldova. Alright, so she probably wrote me something back, and I actually don't have the notifications turned on Viber. And actually, I'm happy that she didn't try to enter in my room. She didn't try to enter in my room and kind of asked me to check the Viber. I'm very happy. So this is probably a benefit of waking up early and getting out of the house as soon as possible. You know, guys, have a good one. First time I to work now. Guys, so here's what my mom said on Viber. I can tell it to you. I wrote here at 8:29 a.m. She wrote me back at 8:35 a.m. I wrote here at 3 past 9 a.m. And then, anyways, what did I tell her at 8:29 a.m.? I told her that I'm near a shop where is steak, you know, beef steak, and I know we use to buy it from there. And she kind of then asked me, and I told her the exact location, and then she asked me, where are you at this time? No, where are you at this hour, actually? Because it's 8:35 a.m. when she answered, and I wrote here at 8:29 a.m. Anyways, it's very weird. Maybe she has a superiority complex. I take my words back. I just know it is general rule that I hear from successful people, social media biographies actually. Well, I haven't read one biography, but I started multiple biographies to read. Yeah, and people don't want you to be better than you. Even parents can sometimes envy. Guys, I'm not sure this is the case with my parents. Sure, I totally love them. I respect them. But yeah, maybe, yeah, parents often don't want to accept, and it's for all the parents, they often don't want to accept that the child grows. And that's probably why there are conflicts in teens, between teenagers and adults. I mean, their parents actually. When the kids start to be around 15 years old, 14 years old, but especially 16 years old, when you already know what you want out of your life. At least that is the usual case, I guess. Guys, have a good one. Guys, right now it's 8 past 9 a.m. And I want to tell you a curiosity. So actually, I have two friends that I spend most of my time with, right? Mostly online because they are occupied. But yeah, I hang out with one physically. And we do it not that rarely, but not too often. Anyways, he's pretty talented at basketball. He wants to make it to the NBA and BA. I totally respect that. And I observed that he's more likely to hang out with me when I kind of say to him, I DM him that I did something brave, something like that. And I usually DM him with things like that after he sends me like a reel on Instagram with someone that says something interesting, encouraging, and I kind of tell him, I already did that. Anyway, so today I told him that I went to the gym. But before telling him that I went to the gym, this morning, and before that, I told him, yo, let me know if you want to play badminton today. Yeah, we usually play at a park. Anyways, obviously I told his name to him, but I'm not gonna say it here. What's his name? It's privacy. Have a good one. Listen, Kos, this video is actually just for you. I cannot say that it is less personal than that video talking about your food fetish. In this video, I wanna tell you what I recently thought about. It is related to me managing my ADHD. You know that you are definitely more focused, more motivated, when you rebel against other people's expectations. And it is actually pretty dangerous. It is a double-edged sword. But why? Because you might think that people expect you to continue being, let's say, disciplined and hardworking. And you were like that in 7th grade, actually. Then you stop doing that because it makes you feel good because of the ADHD rebellious mindset. Yes, it raises dopamine. Man, You gotta change your mindset. You must understand that there are other societal expectations that you must break. That you must, let's say, spit into. And of course, these societal expectations must continue. I mean, they have to continue for you to always be disciplined. And yeah, right now you're building a life. You're building a life system when you have talks like this. So listen, most people don't expect you to win, or if you have already won, they don't expect you to continue winning. Anyways, how to win, bro? To win, you've got to work hard. You've got to be disciplined, as you are in 7th grade. So you shouldn't aim to prove other people wrong in terms of that you actually are indisciplined and you don't work hard. You've got to prove people wrong in how much you win, for how long. Trust me, even if people expect you to work very hard, to be very disciplined, they don't expect you to win. They don't. They would have arguments like, I don't know if this would continue, but even if I would think it would continue, but even if I think it would continue, even if I would think this could continue, I think he's not talented enough. Because the statistics says that most people are not talented enough. Of course you are talented. Of course you are. And I say that because I know I'm special. I know I've been different since I was born. And that, by being different, I don't mean this slight difference that everybody has in comparison to anyone. Everyone. Do you remember when you wrote recently, actually, about why you have this long-term vision to become a billionaire? I mean, a tech visionary that leads very talented teams. Do you remember that? I think you do. With that being said, this is why you are different. So, Coast, have a good one. Actually, right now I want to film a little video that I hope I will post on social media when I become successful. You know, guys, right now it is 9:42 a.m. on 29th of August. I went to the gym. I woke up at 6 a.m. I know I must continue to work hard and to be disciplined. And to be honest, I want to become rich. I want to become a tech visionary, right? I want to lead very talented teams. This is my dream. Until I turn 40 years old, I actually want to have a very successful tech company. My personal goal is that it should be worth $1 billion. You know, but what is my net worth goal? Yes, my net worth goal exists because I know I would spend this net worth on another projects, you know. Anyways, I think a net worth of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, in this day, in this day, but probably I have a $5 billion startup, tech startup. Because $5 billion when I'm 40 years old will probably, when I mean American dollars, will be worth $5 billion. $1 billion from today will have the buying power of $5 billion when you are 40 years old, until you turn 40 years old. Exactly. But yes, I want to talk in terms of the buying power of US dollar today. Yes, I want to have $1 billion startup. I want to have a net worth of, I know $100 million is enough to build a successful startup. My net worth, I want it to be, I know it is actually not that, I don't want to say a trendy number. I want to say what I need. $100 million American dollars. But what a net worth do you need to live? I think I need $102 million. I know $1 million is enough to live a good life. I mean, I would personally want $10,000 each month to have if I don't have anything. But wait, my mom calls me. I don't care. Wait. Let's say no, I care about my mom, but you got a point. Let's say let's say I die at 100 years old. It's an ambitious age, but let's say I have 60 years old. I want $120,000 each year. How much will be $120,000 times sorry, 60 years old. Let me put a pause. Alright guys, if I live, let's say 60 years after I'm 40 years old, I mean, my minimum goal, guys, is, I know $10,000 per annum is freedom, actually. Financial freedom. And I want financial freedom. I definitely want it. As you see, 120,000 times 60 is 7,200,000 American dollars. Right, $120,000 per year times 60 years. You get a point. 7 million. Yeah. I want to make sure that when I turn 40 years old, I have 107 million American dollars. 200,000 million dollars. Or wait. 107,200,000 American dollars. Here you can see the number. Hope you see it. 107,200,000. I mean 3 zeros. By 000. Yeah, you got a point. At 40 years old, when I turn 40 years old, I want this to be my net worth. This is what I need. Actually, and it is pretty tricky. Oh, but I know that 1 out of 10 businesses succeed. And actually, I need still $7,200,000. But no, I think I need, if I would do 10 startups, if I do 10 startups, bro, I think, because I'll be building startups even when I mean even after I am 40 years old. So we want 10 startups. It is $1 billion. So I need $1 billion and 7,200,000 dollars. Oh my god. Wait, guys. Holy shit, guys! So I actually need 1,007,200,000 American dollars. So 1,007,200,000 American dollars. 1,007,200,000 American dollars. When I turn 40 years old. It's crazy, actually. It's crazy. But yeah, it is. But why? Because I know that after 40 years old, I will be able to definitely launch a successful tech company, another tech company. You know, I will have accumulated so much experience until 40 years old, and I think I will definitely make something extremely successful. But it doesn't mean I also want to build something very successful until I'm 40 years old. Necessarily, right? So, guys, have a good one. It's crazy, actually. Have a good one, guys. I mean, yeah, but in order to make this money, I've got to have a crazy successful startup, actually tech company. And yes, I think I would definitely probably sell it and make another company. 10 another companies, 9 will probably fail, 1 will succeed. Though actually no, people with experience don't fail businesses, but it's probably not the case, you know. I would assume I don't have experience. But no, I mean tech startups always were risky. Sure, I probably have a talented team already at that age. But I still somehow I feel it emotionally. I mean, I must guide myself toward this. Because I must plan for the worst case scenario. But also considering my needs, right? There should be a very healthy balance between your needs and the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is that 1 out of 10 startups will succeed if I lead them, let's say. Alright, after I'm 40 years old. Since I turned 40 years old. Alright, guys. You get a point, what is my vision? But actually, I'm saying this for me. I'm not posting this. Wait. So I was talking about ADHD. Yes. No one believes this. No one. What the fuck? You're born in Moldova. Poorest country in Europe. Geographically speaking, sure. Because do you actually think that if you work hard and if you are disciplined, you will reach this? Yeah, I definitely do believe that. Definitely. Undeniable. And I do this because I know that, because I'm imagining someone sitting in front of my face and saying, you won't make it. And I say, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe in what you say. I will make it. Alright, guys. Yes, I should be driven by the fact that most people don't believe in this. So, and especially that I will continue making big money. Like how I did up until 40 years old. Sure. Probably the best company I'll build will be until I turn 40 years old. But still, I would want to be immersed in companies. It's just my passion. I like it. It's my talent. I guess. I mean, I want, most likely, actually. I mean, I want to continue doing startups. At least investing in startups after I am 40 years old. Being an advisor, public speaker. Yes, I'll probably have a pretty successful startup if I have such money until I'm 40 years old. Would it be risky for me to actually sell it? My equity? Ooh, actually, Listen, guys, it would probably be pretty risky, but listen. You must know that you can build another startup, and the best way to know it is that you have this money. Have a good one. Sure, I would actually want to let some. Yes, my goal is to build generational wealth after I'm 40 years old. Probably become the richest man in the world. I know it's not that likely to happen, but I know it's likely to happen that I do this until 40 years old. But actually, yes, I think I should give. I should have some. But no, I think in $10,000 per month, given that it is full financial freedom, as most people that I respect say, yes, it should be enough to even leave some money to your kids as, let's say, oh my god, how do you call that? Heritage, yeah. Right. Legacy, not just heritage. I think heritage and legacy are the same thing, kind of synonyms. But I probably mean more like legacy. If there's a slight difference that I don't really know actually. If there is a slight difference that I don't even know. But yeah, I'm referring to legacy. I'm referring to legacy. Have a good one, Coase. You know, guys, yeah, it is 2 past 10 a.m. Oh my god. Yes, I kind of had a reflection session. It's pretty personal. Yeah, about legacy, managing ADHD, and so on. Yeah, I talked to my mom again. Anyways, I deleted Viber from my laptop. I'm annoyed. Who wants these freaking notifications? I'm tired from them. Yeah. Yeah, so when it comes to notifications and so on, I think Isaac Newton would be the person that would turn off his iPhone to be focused on work. And I know that Isaac Newton died a virgin, and I don't want to die a virgin. It's definitely true that the best way to be totally focused and productive is to fucking isolate yourself from the society. That's crazy. This is called sacrifice. The sacrifice must be crazy to reach Isaac Newton level. Of course, if you have his talent, sure. But listen, man. Of course, I have a talent, but I don't really know if I want to totally turn off the iPhones. But I definitely do think, and I got this idea just now, that, yes, right now, that it's actually worth it to turn off the iPhone for at least 4 hours a day. I know that 4 hours you can do pretty much a lot. It's like, it is also a general rule that you should study for 4 hours a day. Deep work, Yeah, so let's think about now. Fuck school, fuck everything. If I would be totally focused right now, maybe I will even discover some things given the intense experience that would serve me. I mean, the informations that I would gain from this in the future, even during school. But yeah, I was just thinking, how can I spend 4 hours in total focus on my work? I know, even my mom wants total quietness all day long, but that is just greedy. Nobody needs that. And probably there are some people, but probably not in my family, most likely, actually. Yes, I'm thinking that it should be between 8:30, actually 8:50 8:50 a.m. to 12:50 a.m. I don't want to be interrupted. But oh my god, yes. But I would have a lot of. There would be a big probability that I would be interrupted. Because my mom is at home. Yeah, she is pregnant, So yeah. Yeah, so my mom is in maternity leave. In Romanian we say concediu de maternitate. Yeah, for the next year. It's crazy. Listen, here's what I'll tell to my mom. Mom, I don't beg you to never enter in my chamber. I mean, bedroom. I want you just to not enter until 12:50 a.m. Please, it is important to me. I'm not playing video games. I'm actually learning what I deeply care about. It is a skill that is valuable in the world and will probably be valuable in the future. Continue, and it will be even more valuable in the future in the next 5 years than it is right now. After 5 years from now on, I mean. From now. Not from now on. It's not correct. I still correct myself. I have the theory, but I've got to say it. So I'm exercising right now my accent, by the way, too, guys. I'm thinking if it is worth it to, like, she came, by the way, at home. So if it is worth it to tell her, listen, I will have a major progress. Actually, I don't want to tell her anything. I will just turn off everything and let the results, my actions, speak for themselves. No mediocre adult would want to believe. I'm an average adult. Most adults would want to believe that a 16-year-old want to be very focused and don't want to be interrupted. They don't want to believe that. It is hard emotionally. They didn't have this. They are traumated, probably, from their childhood. I'm not saying this about my mom or about some adults, but I just feel that if they are not traumated, they simply have a feeling, emotional feeling. They don't like this, What's the solution then? Guys, I think the best solution is to not have any freaking conversation and to just tweet. To just be very aggressive until 12:50 a.m. Have a great one. It is so annoying that she tells me something like, why do you respond so late to me, so long? But at the same time, I'm kind of inspired by this guy. There's a guy in Bucharest, and it's from Romania. He has an online business, and he kind of says, he answers pretty fast to Instagram DMs, sometimes instantly. Though it is not in the morning, it is actually in the evening. So, Anyways, I'll act like that until 12:50 a.m. Have a good one. So anyways, I'll do that. Now it is 10:11 a.m. 11 past 10 a.m. Have a good one, guys. Right now I'm getting to work. I'll just keep the door locked. I won't initiate any conversation. It is gonna be hard emotionally for me too, actually. Not just for her, I think. Anyways, I think I want to record myself with this iPhone when I get outside this room, because it's a working room. Sure, I will film myself until I get to the bathroom, and since when I get out of the bathroom. But when it comes to getting into the kitchen, now I don't. I mean, I will continue recording, because yeah, it is the zone where I'm most likely to interact with my mom. So I want to have a deep work session right now. Sure, if my mom will initiate contact, I won't ignore her. I'm not such a dick. I'll just say, listen, let's talk later at like 12:50 a.m. or like 1 p.m. Yeah, we say 12 p.m. So 12:50 p.m. or 1 p.m. Yeah, it's correct. So both grammatically and logically in this case for me. So guys, I must do it. If I don't do it today, I will do it the next day, because it is an efficient strategy, I think. Have a good one. So guys, right now it is 10:52 a.m. and I started a smart habit. I started developing it, which is this. So I put 2 timers, as you see, right? The ones that are with blue color. The first one is the longest, has written this in it: game manual 0. I mean, be occupied with game manual 0. Then you have 50 and something minutes for deep focused work. When your tech startup, I mean Onshape, right? Yeah, we already have like 1 hour and 5 minutes left. Anyways, but I have a second timer which is like 20 minutes long, and it's written like, look into the window, because you want to protect your eyesight. Yeah, good, very good, I would say. Very good idea, decision. I just gotta do it much enough to make this habit true. Guys, I want to tell you that I'm pretty bored. I'm reading this. I don't put a 1 minute cyber timer because I just forget it easily. For me, it is deeply important actually that I lower. I make my dopamine baseline higher, because I wouldn't be bored right now if my dopamine baseline was pretty low. Sorry, pretty high. Because right when you have more dopamine naturally, you don't need to be so excited. Actually, I don't know if it is worth it to put this 1 minute timer. I think it is actually a great summer urgency. My goal is to read one whole page in 1 minute, actually. Yeah, it's a crazy goal, but as the 12-week year type of books, I mean, it's the title said, you gotta put crazy deadlines if you want to be more productive, and so I think I will do that because it's pretty useful. So, I decided this right now that I want to put 1 minute timer each time. Each minute I will put a 1 minute timer. It's crazy, I know. Let's do that. By the way, guys, I don't think it is that bad actually, but I'm uploading some videos on YouTube. I'm getting them on InShot, Snap. I use my finger to basically choose the right videos to merge or unite. Then I basically put the phone here, right? And I let the InShot to load, right? So that then I upload on YouTube. I cannot say it's that distracting. It's pretty useful. Have a good one. I'm not sure if I should drink coffee. But why suffer if you can avoid suffering? Anyways, at least just wanted a timer without coffee. For now. Alright guys, right now it is 11:56 a.m. 4 to 12 a.m. Right. Of course it's still 29th of August 2025. And yeah, let me tell you the progress I made in the last 90 minutes. Because yeah, as you see, I stopped this timer just now. So pretty much 1 hour and 30 minutes passed since I started this timer. And when I started this timer, I started to basically work here. Yeah, it's accurately enough to say it like that. Yeah, by the way, I was at page 69, actually. I'm not sure you can see it, but here is the number, 69. Oh my god. No, actually page 70, but yeah. I mean, I didn't read, I skimmed until page 70. Sorry, 70. But in terms of actual reading, I read until I would say the end, until the end of page 44, I would say. It was pretty fine. Alright, let me actually watch. Yes, I didn't read that many pages. Wait, what? Actually, yeah. Alright guys, so what have I been doing from basically 12 past 12 p.m. actually, until now. Right now it is 6:55 p.m. Yeah, so until until right now, what have I been doing? Let me tell you. Unfortunately, I didn't feel myself every hour. Actually, I this is my goal. I mean, I must do this. If not tomorrow, I mean the day after tomorrow. And if not the day after tomorrow, then the day after. The after tomorrow day. Yeah. Anyways, I talked to ChatGPT until pretty much 3 p.m. Anyways, from 3 p.m. until, no, actually from 2 p.m. because at 2 p.m. I finished talking with ChatGPT. So from 2 p.m. until 5 p.m. I slept. Yeah, I was more energetic. I didn't want to drink coffee because it's not really that great, especially at 16 years old. Bro, I have anyways enough energy at this age, I would say. All right, what have I been doing from 5 p.m. until 6:56 p.m.? Well, I've been talking to ChatGPT about relationships. Let me tell you more. Work contributions. Then I talked to ChatGPT about ADHD, gym session in the morning, then energy levels, you know. Yeah, ADHD, gym session in the morning, energy levels. But yeah, some of these topics I also talked to ChatGPT about, discussed with ChatGPT about, um, between 12 and something p.m. until 2 p.m. It's actually crazy how much time I spend with ChatGPT. But anyways, from 5 p.m. until 3 to 7 p.m., 6:57 p.m. I can also say it like that. I kind of read this book. It is from Robert Kiyosaki. It's called Rich Kid and Smart Kid, or actually more correct is to say Rich Kid, Smart Kid. But the single correct title is Rich Kid, Smart Kid. Yeah, exactly. Yes, I started to read this chapter called Will Your Kid Be Able to Retire Before He Turns 30 Years Old? I definitely want that. I mean, Zach Adigari, the founder of Cal.ai, that fitness app, arguably better than Fitness Pal or something like that. Anyways, they are competitors, definitely. Anyways, he retired before 18 years old. 18 years old. So yes, I was curious to read about this topic. 30 years old. 30, not 18. Not to say that I can before 18, but you got a point. Oh my god, I think I'll turn on the lights, even if it's controversial for my mom. Yeah, that's better. I'm reading, bro. Is it comfortable? Comfortable enough. Anyways, I've read like from page 107, I mean its beginning, until the middle of page 115. Not that bad. Yeah, this book is actually easy to grasp. Anyways, have a good one. I'll update you. I kinda read one page in 90 minutes. Bro, I know I didn't sleep. I mean, I have some sleep debt. But that is just so discouraging. I don't know what the fuck that is. But, now wait, I also schemed. There is actually a problem with scheming. It isn't that measurable. I want to measure my progress. What to do in this situation? Anyway, so let me just... Wait, let me respond to my question. You better scheme, but also incorporate reading. Direct reading of the pages, because they are both helping each other, you know. I mean, if you skim, you'll probably read faster anyways next time. Yeah, guys, let me tell you what words I learned in this 90 minutes. I learned what is round. Round. I learned what is router. It's kind of machining. It's some kind of machine. You can watch it like, you know. Then I learned what is tight internal corners. I got a point in general, but Yes, I understood it in more detail. I also watched a YouTube video on that, 3 minutes long type of video. No, actually 5 minutes. Then I searched what is multitudes. Um,
Multitude. Multitude.
Multitude. It's a UK accent. Then I searched what is mills. Milling. It's a machining milling. It's a device that does this. Mills. It kind of looks like this. Oh my god. Wait. Right. Milling. Then I learned what is chip ejection. As I remember, it is basically. So listen, when we say, how did the chip ejection, what type of chip ejection is that? So what type of chip ejection is that? We get the answer to how we're made like holes, let's say, on a surface or object, right? Was it like a machine that rounded like this and did things like this, or maybe is it just basic drill, right? You got a point. Now let me tell you. Also searched on ChatGPT that. Then I searched what is a large drill bit, as you see. Then I learned what is a flat bottom. What are flat bottom boring bits? Basically, just this thing is similar to this. This thing. So this thing is similar to this. The outer diameter, I can say. But when it comes to large drill bits, it is not the case. You see, the outer diameter of this is bigger than the outer diameter of this, basically. And I've searched these are, yeah, that's all I have to say. Then I kind of searched what is a drill press, because yeah, all these words were in that game manual 0. All right. Then I searched what is a strut. Yes, and I learned that a strut is basically some kind of like wood that has this form, as you see. It's like this, right? It makes sure that structures like this don't fall if they are exposed to force like this, you know, lateral force, you know. Yeah, let's call it like that. Why do I say lateral? Because, bro, I mean, conventionally, lateral is referred to this, right? So lateral force would be like. All right. So what did I learn? Then I learned what is concrete. It is kind of a very hard surface, you know, solid thing that is basically on the road or like in the walls, the material, you know, type of building. Then I learned what is timber in engineering, and I understood that timber is the same as strut. Guys, I actually learned that timber is the material of the strut. So timber is the material of the strut. Timber is the material of the strut. But yes, that is what ChatGPT thinks. But Google says, I mean, this AI from Google says that basically timber is in general specific forms of like wood, and they serve as structural supports, right? An example of a structural support is basically like the strut, right? It protects some kind of wood structure from like lateral force, right? That's it. But then, guys, I learned what is a clamping hub, right? I understood that there is like a standard and a barrel clamping hub, and the barrel, I mean this, is kind of better at avoiding the vibrations, unlike this clamping hub, which is a standard clamping hub, yeah. Yeah, so I watched like a video, which you see. Anyways, then I like searched what does clamping mean in general, which is basically something that fixes something else into place. By the way, I was also uploading videos on YouTube while I was actually reading. So yeah. You know, guys, I think the next level of my life, I mean, you currently know what level I'm at, creating a great routine to support your goals and creating it around your specific traits as a human. For example, ADHD, motivation to learn by creativity, not by routine. And it also refers to mathematics, math. But the next level is when you will kind of get adversity. It is to say more positive affirmations to yourself in the morning or during the day than negative affirmations from people that don't support you. So you've got to tell yourself, you alone, more positive affirmations than negative affirmations that other people tell you, people that don't support you. So yeah, guys, I'll post this video. I kind of talked to me, but I think you're curious to know what I talked to me, so... Alrighty, guys. Right now, it is 8:47 p.m. So 13 to 9 p.m. So yes, I have to go for a walk, but I want to tell you first what I did between when I finished the last video and I started this video. I ate. I finished that chapter, how to retire before you turn 30 years old. I talked to ChatGPT about relationships again. About in general, like how most and why most teenagers end up where they end up, you know. So yeah, I loved it here. So it is 13 past 9 p.m. and I just left for a walk. Hi guys, so right now it is 24 past 11 p.m. I entered the apartment at my apartment. Well, it's not mine, but you get a point. At 10 past 10 p.m. So 1 hour and 14 minutes were spent on showering, putting the food you bought from a supermarket into the fridge, then putting everything that is needed into the backpack for the gym for tomorrow. And by the way, I think I must develop the habit of automatically, after I come home from the gym, to put all the necessary clothes, take the necessary clothes from and in the backpack. Is it correct to say it grammatically like that? I'm not sure. And that's that. And yes, you multitasked. Let me give you an example. You had a goal to go in the first room that you see when you kind of enter the house, in order to take your wallet and put it into the little backpack. It kind of is not that big. It's like my palm, so that the iPhone enters there some kind of wallet and so on. You get a point. It's actually a bag, handbag or Puma with a zip. But I saw that I did my clothes from the gym put in the next to the door of the bathroom, and I said, oh, let me actually take the clothes and put them in the washing machine. So yes, I know that multitasking is very bad for ADHD, and I say sign of multitasking here. Was it hard? Kinda, yeah. Obviously, when you kinda are occupied with the laundry, and you listen to a podcast, it shouldn't be hard, but to start a task, not finish it, start another task, then finish that task, and finish the first task you started, it is not good at all. So yes, I want to avoid this, and I'm rewiring my brain. I'm working on this, guys. Actually, I'm curious how much time it took me yesterday, since when I came home and when I got to bed. Like, how much was the time? Today it took me 1 hour, 14 minutes to get into the bed. How much time it took me yesterday? Let me check. It took me like 51 minutes. Interesting. I mean, it is the time between yesterday coming home and getting into bed. Is there a pattern? I didn't do multitasking. And I also didn't have to put my clothes from the gym in the washing machine. And I also didn't have to put the food in the fridge that I bought, because I didn't even buy any food. So the difference is like 14 plus 9. It's like 23 minutes approximately, a difference. 23 minutes for putting the food in the fridge, and putting the clothes in the washing machine. It doesn't sound that fair. Well, I mean, I also interacted with my mom, so I kind of had to do something about money to exchange something. Yes, it still doesn't sound fair. I think multitasking made me do some steps that weren't essential. So have a good one. I'm truly going to bed. And yeah, guys, I know I'm actually looking stupid right now saying something in front of the camera. It's probably stupid for the stepdad. Not to say that he's wrong or believing that if he believes that. You know, the haters are right until you win. I will win. I didn't win yet. At least you get a point in money. Alright, guys. Right now it is 3 to 12 a.m. And until now I talked to ChatGPT about relationships, toxicity, and my unique vision, mission, but especially my unique personality, I would say. I mean, I was pretty different when I was born, so I don't consider that it was in a bad sense, though. It's my opinion. I also talked about energies, gym routine. Yes, I can wake up tomorrow at 6 a.m. I won't have to drink a coffee, definitely not. So, yeah, I wake up tomorrow, I go into the bathroom, I go in the kitchen, I get here, take the gloves, right? And get to the gym. Also the backpack, not just the gloves. Then game manual 0, yeah. Then like a walk, or maybe helping mother with something. And then like maybe some another work or a nap, you know. A 2-hour nap, because you know I'm gonna sleep 6 hours, of course. And I want to sleep in total like 8 hours. So guys, have a good one. By the way, there is this one thing that I'm likely to do in such a way that I multitask when I do even another or additional tasks that are the main tasks actually. This task that I'm more likely to not do during the day is called uploading and editing videos for YouTube. Anyways, I think I'm gonna do this after the gym. So there is some chair, I'll get there and I'll post. I wanna post all the YouTube videos. Yes, I'll just wait. I won't do anything in parallel, you know. Then I get home and you already know what I'll do. Have a good one. Anyways, I don't want to spend exaggerated time after the gym. At the gym's, one of the gym's chairs and tables, you know, but yeah, we'll see. I'll update you. Oh yeah, guys, and I didn't say my goal for tomorrow. Of course, my goal is to get better every day. I know that gym in the morning won't pay off immediately, but at least to some extent. I mean, yeah, after I regulate my sleep, it probably will pay off. But especially in the long run, I'll have a higher dopamine baseline. Anyways, tomorrow I want to read more pages from the game manual 0. I want to do at least something related to my tech startup. Right, here you can see these are some of the remains that I also want to do something about physics, maths. Sorry, just physics actually. and then also something about learning English. But yeah, I think it's better to put this call. Read more pages from the game Manual Zero. Then do at least something on my tech startup. Yeah, that I won't say anything about the day after tomorrow. Yes, the day after tomorrow will take care of itself if I take care of tomorrow. So see you tomorrow, guys.